ever known something before it happened? Felt a pull towards someone or something without the logic to explain it? That's your intuition. But for many of us, that signal is faint, distorted, even buried. Why? Because the biggest thing in the way of our intuitive power isn't a lack of ability. It's the ego's conditioning and the programs we inherited without ever choosing them. We're all born intuitive. A child doesn't question their instincts. They just feel, they sense, they act. But somewhere along the line, we're taught to not trust that inner voice. We're taught to rely on logic, facts, approvals, structures, to stay safe, to fit in. So instead of tuning into our inner knowing, we begin tuning out. And this builds over time into limiting beliefs like, I can't trust myself. Protective ego programs like perfectionism or people pleasing or control. And these create static in the signal. So when our intuition tries to guide us, we second guess it. We ignore it. We override it with thought. And I've done this many times. I ignore my knowing over the logical justification of the ego. I had no clue I was doing it. Now I reflect back, I see it was unconscious until I stepped into self-awareness and began to recognise and understand the patterns. And here's the truth most of us never question. The ego doesn't want freedom. It wants familiarity, comfort, control, certainty. But intuition isn't familiar. It's alive, fluid, unknown. And when you begin to unravel those programs, and when you soften the ego and re-attune to presence, something beautiful happens. Your intuition stops whispering and starts speaking clearly. You begin to experience a deeper inner knowing. Not guesswork, not logic, just truth. Spontaneous insight, ideas that land seemingly from nowhere. Synchronicity. You meet the right people, receive the right message, get the perfect sign. Creativity, writing, music, art. Solutions flow from a place beyond the mind. Embodied decision making. No more weighing every pro and con, you just know. Connection to others, to nature, to your higher self. Flow, you're not pushing against life, you're moving with it in a flow. Gratitude and wonder, a deep appreciation for the unfolding moment. Beginning to live from your higher intelligence, not your protective programming. Rebuilding intuitive strength is like strengthening a muscle. It requires slowing down so you can hear the subtle signal beneath the noise. Self-awareness, to notice when the ego is trying to hijack the message. Healing the nervous system, because ego patterns created by trauma block intuition by keeping us in survival mode. Trusting small intuitive nudges and seeing how life responds. Letting go of needing to know the whole path. Intuition gives you breadcrumbs, not blueprints. You'll wobble, you'll doubt, you'll fall back into old patterns. But every time you return to presence, your signal strengthens. When you unlock your intuition, you're not just tuning into some mystical force. You're tapping back into your original self. The you who came here to create, to love, express, serve and expand. And not because you were told to, but because you were called to. Intuition isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting the next step and knowing that's enough. It's your superpower and no one can take it from you, only you. Now, the only way we can overcome these ego patterns and programs is if we become aware of them. So it really does help if somebody else can point those out to you. Help you to see them for what they are, change them if you want to, and then tune in to that superpower of intuition.